I'd like to be checked in.
Okay, yeah.
I have some
First name.
questions, Jason.
All right, Jason, it'll just be a few minutes. You'll be next.
Thanks. I want to ask about data sharing. I want to know what they're doing with our data publicly. Do you get helped here or what?
Yeah, you do. They're helping other people. You ready to go?
You want to avoid confrontation, so why don't you wait for me outside? Please what?
People, they've only got a certain amount of people to help.
Okay.
And at busier times, they have more staff, but this isn't a busy time.
Okay.
Finishing up and then she'll be out to help you.
Thanks.
See? Similar.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I have some questions about data sharing,
Okay.
particularly what you guys sell to the NSA.
Okay.
I've been a customer since, for a decade, and it seems to me you have the capability and have chosen to sell even conversations
Okay.
to this agency. And I'd like some confirmation on if that occurs and why that's acceptable.
Okay, so I would probably need to get you in touch with somebody who's gonna have information on that, because I just sell things.
You know nothing about that.
I know what I've seen on
What have you seen on the news about the
Just-
company you work for?
all companies are doing it.
Okay, and Verizon came out because you guys are top dog in terms of coverage? 'Cause your name has been
Yeah, AT&T does
pasted
it as
around.
well. We own more of the network, so when people questioned the company about it, they just told them that they did it instead of just acting like they didn't. Hey Meg, he wants information on why we're selling our customers' information to the NSA.
I think everything has to go through, what was that guy's name? Didn't they send us an email?
Should I just check my email?
Yeah.
Okay, because I haven't been here.
Do you have a Verizon phone?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel that someone would be listening to your conversations?
I mean, I feel like you just kind of have to pick your poison
Yeah.
if everyone's doing it.
That makes it
I don't
okay?
agree with the government at all, but that doesn't mean that I should not have a job or anything like that. My opinion of the government doesn't, and what this company does is kind of
You work for
redundant.
'em.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So by some stretch, you're saying
Where
I
do you
condone
work?
this. I don't have a job for that reason. Because I was being told to ship my job to China. So what I've decided to do is, instead of continuing to take this stuff like everyone like you and I did for so long, is to say, why are we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And I start with each conversation that I have in each agency that I interact with. An agency like Verizon has been wonderful to me for the longest time, until about 3 to 5 years ago.
Right.
And the customer service treatment went downhill, and then I start to see this activity. And if everyone like you and I just accepts that that's okay, then that's what will continue to happen.
Well, it's not that I accept it's okay. It's that I realize that all companies do it. It's just Verizon's the biggest industry that's doing it, so our company's name's being plastered everywhere. Just if, you know, what's the people called that do like all the FDA, for example, they approve GMOs in our food. Doesn't mean people are going to stop working. You know what I mean? Like, it's just everyone's doing all these bad things. Like, I still have to pay my bills. So it's not that anyone here agrees with it. It's just that every company's doing it. You're just hearing more about Verizon because we're the biggest company doing it. And I'm not saying in any capacity that's an excuse, but I'm also not told any information about that. Like, that's beyond me levels. So I can get you in touch with the individual who can give you that information.
Please.
Yes. Did she tell you anything?
Not yet. And then you can just pay
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Skirt.
Michelle, how's it going? Good. How can I help you? Yeah, of course.
Right here. Hey, how's it going?
Your name, sir? Jason Lawrence. How you doing, Jason? I've been a Verizon customer for about a decade.
Nice.
I also served in the military, and I'm aware of certain rights that I have in this country.
So what should I do
Legal
about
search
it?
and seizure. Just help me understand why it's okay that someone can listen illegally to my phone conversations, and that Verizon allows that
You
to
work for the
happen.
military, right?
I did, yeah.
Take it up with them.
Take it up with the military.
I'm serious. They're the ones that we have to follow the orders. We have to. If Obama says to do something, we got to do it. We're just complying with the court
So let me
order.
explain something about when I served. We took an oath to support and defend the Constitution, not the assholes in charge. That's the distinction.
Ooh, I would love for you to take it up with that guy too, who you just referred to as the one in charge.
You're the guy that's in my community, though. And you're the guy that's
Nothing.
closest connected to the people that are doing this.
And what you're talking about is totally out of this state's hands. There's nothing in
But
this
it's in
state.
all of our hands. It's in your hands, it's in her hands, it's in my wife's hands, it's in my hands right now.
Right.
This phone says, I'm going to give you all the information I have. And if it were being used for my benefit, if they were looking out for me, like,
Yeah.
let's help Jason make the healthiest, smartest life choices he can, but that's not it. It's about control and manipulation.
I'm right there with you, sir. There's nothing that I can do to make you feel peace of mind that the government's not looking at your phone. I don't have anything to give you that says that. I mean, it's out there. We had to follow a court order. Verizon's going to just follow the court order.
So that's what came down, was a court said, you need to provide this data. Okay. So the people in charge of you all said, we're going to go ahead and do that.
They're going to comply with the law.
Yeah. I suppose you don't have much of a choice.
I don't, sir.
Until it gets to the
And- point
point where
and
these laws are ridiculous and
Here's the
unfair.
thing, too, is you being in the military, you've seen it firsthand,
Yeah.
what's really going on. What we haven't seen. So you can probably, I know you understand what's really coming down. So I'm telling you the God honest truth. There is no way for my store location to even trigger anything that's going to overturn a court order.
I respect at the very least that you, the group of you have had an honest and candid conversation with me. That helps a lot, and I can sense your sincerity, and I also sense the position that you feel you're in, and what do we do? I don't believe there's nothing we can do.
No, and I truly believe that too. It's just a matter of getting enough people to get fed up about it and actually do something about it. But the problem is when you say something and you do a leak and you say this is wrong, then they get exiled. They have to run to Cuba. They have to run to Russia
Yeah, they get
because
put in jail.
the guy you referred to in charge wants your head now.
Yeah.
What can we do? Are we really free?
Yeah, that's certainly the question. That's
I
certainly
was
the
just
question.
telling some of my friends. I said, if I had enough money, I would leave this country.
I'd be done with it because all they want to do is take 70% of what I make.
Yeah.
And they want to give it to the people that don't want to work.
Yeah.
I don't. You're the one, like 17% of the population that will stand up and actually defend me.
Yeah.
Don't even know me,
Yeah.
but you will go out and
Because
defend
it's what it represents.
exactly. And that's what's actually in jeopardy is what it represents. Because they don't have a conscience of what the representation of how we were started. They don't understand it. They don't care. They're like, okay, I'm going to put the entire cabinet Muslim.
Yeah.
We want them all to be Muslim. Why? I have no clue.
Yeah. It seems
Show me what Muslim community has reached out to the community to
give food banks? What Muslim community do you know that people run to when people in crisis? When people get their kids kidnapped? When people get in car wrecks? No, it's the church, or the Christian church, or the Catholic church, or those are the church that people run to. They don't run to Muslims. But I'll tell you what, the Muslims are in charge now. Why? Because the same person you refer to is calling the shots. And what can we do about that? The American public decided they don't want to show up at the polls to prove a point, but that point was backfired. Now he's in charge another 4 years.
Yeah. I don't know what the answer is, but I appreciate the conversation. And
Sorry,
yes,
man, but
there's
thanks for
one
your
other
service.
person.
I really do
Yeah,
appreciate it.
certainly, and all of us, to some extent, can uphold our first through whatever amendment rights to say this is not okay. We have that constitutional right. It's ensured by that. It's not stated by that. That's the difference. We have them already. We don't need a piece of paper to say
Right.